Now, lectures remain suspended at the Tshwane University of Technology. Students say they are demonstrating in solidarity with the thousands who are unable to register this year. Now, classes have been suspended at all campuses after student protests erupted over insufficient funding from the National Student Financial Aid Scheme last week. Now, we invited TUT spokeswoman Willa de Ruyter to the show. We are yet to hear from her. But joining us today in studio to give us the latest around the situation, well, it's the Secretary General of the South African Students' Congress, Luzuko Buku. Good morning, Luzuko. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yesterday's demonstration seemed to be peaceful at TUT's campus, main campus that is. What are you hearing from the students today?
Basically, the students are saying they're going to intensify the protest because the institution had issued an instruction for their removal from the campus, which is the same case in the University of KwaZulu-Natal as well. Our comrades are saying that they are intensifying the protest and they are going to resist being forcefully removed by the institution. So that is the situation. The demonstration in the main campus of TUT yesterday, we cannot call it a strike yet. We believe that the strike in the main in TUT was happening in the Soshanguve and the Harangua campus.
When you say intensifying the action, what does that mean? Violent protest, more violent protest? And how can you start an academic year as students on that sort of note?
It is our wish that we do not start that way. But the reality of the matter is that we are forced to opt for such a situation due to the lack of funds that are there in the system and the nature of the student debt that is there, and the challenges that we are having on student accommodation, because even some students who got entrance in the universities, they are having to squat and sleep in libraries because of the lack of student accommodation.
How does it help then to burn university cars and university property and destroy campuses? How does that help you as the students? And how does that benefit you?
No, we believe these are our universities and we do not promote their burning and the destruction of property, because we believe that as primary stakeholders of these institutions, we are supposed to be the protectors of the property of the institution. We actually know people who vandalize our institutions is police with rubber bullets when they shoot us all over campus, destroying windows and damaging property. But we, as students, as student leaders, we do not encourage the vandalism and damage to property. But we cannot deny that sometimes some elements of terrorism penetrate our protests sometimes. That's why you get people who want to destroy the cafeteria, take money from the vending machines and so on and so forth, not necessarily addressing the questions of students.
So you say there's a criminal element that is opportunistic in this scenario. But now last week, let's go to TUT. Last week you met with management, met with student leaders. You've met again, and it seems like these meetings are not bearing any fruit. What exactly is your expectation?
No, we are hoping, for instance, that the management now will get to its senses, pull in some funds from the institution, and we are going to still struggle to get NSFAS to commit more money and government to commit more money to fund the students that are affected by the shortage of funds and the students that are having the challenges of debt. But we are hoping that the resolution to close down the campus is not an attempt to stifle any form of discussion between student leaders and management, because when the campus is reopened, you are still going to face the same situation of the campus being, of those students being affected by those challenges of NSFAS.
Now, if we talk about the outcomes that you hope to achieve, which is education after all, for all, and good education, tertiary education. You say that there's a criminal element that's opportunistic when they start destroying property and so forth. Is it then not your duty as the South African Students' Congress to make sure that your members are clear about what kind of protest action is expected and how this process should be taken forward?
No, we do educate our members on the forms of protest that must be that we must engage in as structures, and we actually charge and suspend people who violate property, who vandalize property, mostly those who are coming from SASCO, because we believe we are the primary stakeholders of these institutions, and we ought to protect these institutions and their integrity and their stature in the country and internationally. Now, when their property is damaged, it takes us a bit back. And it actually affects our qualification as well as students. But we actually want to deal with the criminal element. We plead also with our comrades to identify that criminal element and isolate it.
Thank you. You need to do more. You need to do more to get rid of the criminality. It's your responsibility. You need to do more. And you need to do more to stop the violence on the campuses, because it's counterproductive. At the end, it's about getting young people educated and having a better future for all of us in South Africa. We can't be burning our campuses. We can't be breaking down our campuses. And you can't say, we see these people, but we can do nothing. You have to do something.
Yes, but our government and our institutional managers need to do more in injecting funds and making the process of registration as smooth as possible. And we cannot say we will defend people who vandalize and the violence in the protests.
It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what the heads of argument are, Luzuko. The point is, we cannot burn our campuses, and you have to stand up and you have to be seen to condemn these people, and you have to be seen to bring those criminal elements to the fore.
No,
thank you for joining us.
But if you are closing your eyes, you won't see. But we are doing that.
We've run out of time, but we are going to talk about this thing again, because we can't be burning our campuses, Luzuko. You understand what I'm saying. That is the Secretary General of the South African Student Congress, Luzuko Buku, and we're talking today about the chaos that's around a whole host of our campuses. We can't burn our campuses. We're burning our future, Luzuko. I thank you for joining.